Hey you guys, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to my channel. Oh my god, I'm way too excited. Okay, so I've been waiting to make this video for a really long time. That's why I'm so excited. Um, I hope you guys like my new setup. Like, we changed our furniture around up in our studio, so like it's this setup is what it's gonna be. So like I said, I hope you like it because it's here to stay, at least for now. So guys, I wanted to talk to you about Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14. So I'm watching season 15 in real time. Um like, I think this is the first time ever I've actually watched Real Housewives without just like binge watching it. Like, this time I'm actually watching it in real time. So season 15, I'm going to be posting individual episode reviews, well, as I have time. Like, I can't. Some people, I don't know where they find the time to have a full time job and do content creation, because I could not actually stick with every episode and come to you every week with, like, it might just be, the show itself might be on season episode 10, but I might probably only be on episode 5, for example, whatever, but we'll see. But before we get to that, I kind of just wanted to tell you about what my thoughts were about season 14. Um, so, first of all, I really, really wish that neneleakes was on Real Housewives of Atlanta. It just doesn't feel the same. And I feel like she was a huge balance, like some sort of cosmic balance for Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore is just like quite a lot to handle. And she really reminds me of my ex narcissist boss. Like, someone who is just like, I think never went to a therapist. She's just like someone who really needed to go to a therapist and they just like never did. But in their own way, they carved out just some sort of strength and resilience with the toolbox that they had. And so now it's just like, get your more hair, As far as Kandi Burruss, I really, really liked her in the beginning, and somewhere around maybe her second season, it just seemed like it all started to shift. No, not even her second season. It happened over years. I mean, maybe fifth, sixth season in with Kandi. It just seemed like it all became about her music career, her, mogul coming up and upcomings, whatever you call it. Her sex life. It's just like, when she first came on, she just seemed so genuine and down to earth and real, and now everything just seems so materialistic and superficial. But again, this is lifestyle porn, so I mean, I guess that's basically what her job is. That's what she's there to do. I love Mama Joyce. I don't necessarily love Mama Joyce, but I love the tea and the drama, I guess, that she brings with her and her issues with Todd. Which Todd, I mean, he's never ever shown me any instance that he's, what Mama Joyce has always made him out to be. Even though he is like less rich than Kandi, I see him to be a devoted partner and dad. I maybe a little boring sometimes, but I mean, that's about it. Marlo. Okay, the fact that Marlo is there. Now, it says the first episode here. Marlo hosts a high fashion gala to introduce her business, L'Archive. And for French people out there, it's actually spelled L'E apostrophe ARCHIVE. L'Archive. Oh, Lord. Girl. I mean, some people, I know that they're self-made, and they didn't study French in school. They didn't go to fancy schools. They didn't grow up with a silver spoon in your mouth. But Google Translate exists. Come on. It's misspelled for those of you who are not getting my drift. It's actually L apostrophe ARCHIVE. Sorry, l'archive. And you don't pronounce in English, we would say archive. The CH turns into a K. But in French, it's actually l'archive. So at least just, yeah. But her clothes, I really liked it. Dude, I was laughing my butt off on that first episode when Marlo shows up in that red dress with the little gold specks on it. And Shereé goes like, she looks like that candy my grandma used to give me in church to get me to shut up. It's so good. Okay, so episode 2, Kenya bonds with Shereé and reveals some new tea about Drew. Now, Drew. I love Drew Sidora. And guys, her and her husband Ralph got a divorce. And it's so funny because if you read an article talking about how they got divorced, it's like Drew showed up to file the papers like 3 hours before Ralph. So I guess she was like, I'm getting there first. She got up early in the morning to go do that. I really like Drew. I just remember her on Disney Channel and BT and White Chicks, and she just reminds me so much of my friend Jasmine with a Z from high school, which I really hope I can get back in touch with Jasmine with a Z because I haven't talked to her since high school. But she really, really was just like Drew, like so similar in so many ways. Same kind of look, same tone of voice, same sort of mannerisms. It's so funny. But Drew reads to me as good people. And oftentimes when people are on the Real Housewives and they read as good people, those are the people that everybody on the internet tears apart. So I really don't understand it. I understand that Ralph had some issues, but I also think, and people are probably going to come after me for this, but guys, my grandparents were married for 60 years and my granddad was not perfect. It's like, I think we live in the day and age where people would rather essentially just walk away from marriage than sit and try and have some self-growth. Ralph didn't have that self-growth. I think Drew was on her self-growth track, but Ralph was like, he kind of abandoned it. And when you have two people and one's growing like this and one's growing like this, I mean, it's just hard. But I really liked Drew, and I was upset that everybody kept coming after her. So episode 3, Kandi struggles with work-life balance. Kenya throws a fabulous party for her 3-year-old Brooklyn. Okay, that party, y'all. As someone who grew up in Atlanta and who has white relatives, okay, I have been at those parties where it's like a culture collision. You got like the white people and the black people all together at one party. Somebody on the black side gets crunk and somebody's like, I'm out, But it's so funny because you look at Bravo, you look at Real Housewives of Orange County. I just talked about Kelly Dodd in another video. Like, they be popping off just as much as we do. It's just, I guess, I don't know. Sometimes I can understand how maybe it's a little bit uncomfortable if you're outside of your element, whatever. But that was pretty messy to do at a 3-year-old's birthday party. I get that woman a little bit. I think she overreacted, but at the same time, I kind of get it. Kandi struggles with work-life balance. I empathize with Kandi in that one moment where she was talking about how Todd is sort of making her feel guilty about not being able to give him as much attention, and she's always focused on her work. I can understand that because I've been there before. It's a wonderful glimpse. This show is technically really a wonderful glimpse into the life of a woman, the life of a wife, of a mother. It's not easy, and especially in this day and age where many women are working mothers. It's not easy, and there's no such thing as a free lunch. One thing that always also has bugged me about Kandi is her relationship with Tiny. I don't know if I told you guys, but one time T.I. came to my art high school, and he was like, I've done so many things for the hood. I've done so many things for the hood. And I was like, did you make a donation to our school? And he's like, no. But he came there with camera crews and stuff. It's like we were just props. So that definitely left a bad taste in my mouth way back in like 2007. He probably just thought I was some like big mouth, snotty nose teenager or something. But reading about the stuff between T.I. and his wife, I don't know. Maybe the story got flipped and stuff, but it's certainly scary to think about. So that has always just been a question mark for me with Kandi. You guys let me know if you've also had a question mark with that. So episode 4, the ladies travel to the Big Apple for Kandi's Broadway show, but her gift bag generates unexpected buzz with her single friends. Again, I feel like Kandi just baiting the sex stuff all the time. It's just like that's her thing now. I think that was the one with the vibrator. I don't know. So episode 5 is the group celebrates Kandi's Broadway play in New York. The ladies attempt to get to the bottom of Drew's weight loss business. This right here, guys, them attacking Drew to the nth level about her weight loss business. It's like, a real friend, which I know these women are just essentially co-workers. Some of them are real friends. Well, for the most part, they're just co-workers, so I get it now. But a real friend would be like, dang, girl, that is awesome. So proud of you. Done. That's pretty much it. Done. Housewives, oh my God, they just tear. It's always the new girl. I mean, you really don't have to look for much. And the way that Sanya turned on Drew, I hated it. Drew brought Sanya in. You would think that Sanya would have her back. But I feel like Sanya was just sitting there brewing for a very long time. I don't know what episode it was, guys, but at some point, Drew showed exactly how exceptional of a singer that she is. Y'all remember that episode long time ago where I can't remember, it was another new housewife, and I can't think of her name. She was also in a girl group. She sang in front of Kandi, and Kandi is a wonderful entertainer, but some women just got that church voice, that voice is like, it can go up into all the things, and Drew has that type of voice. Y'all remember that episode way back when, where they had to pick her jaw up off the floor when that woman was singing? I feel like Drew was the same thing. She's a wonderful singer. I think that Drew is young. She's a wonderful singer. She's extremely beautiful. And she's someone who, even if she puts on a low weight, even if she's probably having a bad day, she's naturally beautiful. And I think that really, really, I feel like Sanya literally was kind of brewing up with that. Sanya, and then when the singing came in, I know they didn't even show Kandi's face at that moment. But I know, again, they had to go and pick her jaw up off the floor. So who gonna check me, boo? Guys, watching Shereé this whole season with her con boyfriend, I felt so bad for her. I felt so bad for her because I feel like in this day and age, men, they don't know nothing about dating. They don't know nothing about being good to a woman, about having some self-growth. That's why I'm writing my book on millennials finding love. I know Shereé, she's probably Gen Y. She's probably Gen Y, so not completely the same, but after Bob, I can see how she wanted to give someone a chance and show that she was open-minded and show that she was kind and willing to be there for someone. And it was sad to sort of see her sit there at that restaurant for 2 hours. What a douche. So episode 8, Marlo and Shereé get into a steamy confrontation with Kandi about her lack of support. Yes. But, I've been on both sides of that. I've been on the sides where friends and family are like, oh, you're so checked out. It's like you're always busy and you don't have time for me. And I've also been on the other side where I've been saying to a friend or family, you're so checked out. It's like you're always busy. I feel like we all do that. That's just a part, I think, a natural part of being human, being human and having your circle and your community. Sometimes you do need people to kind of just bring you back. It's okay to do your boss girl thing and put the work in, but sometimes it is good to just say, hey, I'm taking a day off to hang with my peeps, with my loved ones. I'll catch y'all on Wednesday, but today on Tuesday I'm taking it off. It's okay to say that sometimes. So episode 9, Shereé plans a lavish slumber party to cheer herself up after Tyrone's betrayal. I definitely liked sort of the women rallying around each other after Shereé's breakup. I thought that was nice, and I was so proud of her that she made a clean cut from that guy, because seeing how attached she was to this person who I feel like they had both kind of fallen in love with an idea of one another. Sometimes that kind of mental torture, mental torment, you can get stuck in that. And so I'm really glad that when she cut it, it was done, and she cut it and she didn't backtrack. I was very, very happy for that. So, episode 10, Marlo plans a glamorous road trip to the mountains in order to recover from stress from home. I felt really bad for Marlo for that, and I would have done the same thing. I would have sent all their asses home. Yes. I would have done the same thing. And that right there, this is the day and age that we live in where everybody is just so negative and critical and can't just, read between the lines, can't read where someone is emotionally, read what they need to do to help someone feel a certain comfort and compassion. Even if you're baiting for an apology or for some compassion for yourself, whatever it is, you should be able, emotionally intelligent enough to sort of figure out where that is. But that, everybody being emotionally intelligent and, being completely good with their mental health support and their self-care, if we had all that, we wouldn't have reality television. So, I mean, I get it. But still, like, compared to some of the other franchises, them being up in the mountains, very well, we still could have had drama while them still having fun and having some level of sisterhood among them. I felt like they really let Marlo down. So I'm going to skip down because I think that it keeps going on about the Blue Ridge trip. And then on episode 12, Kenya loses her cool when Sanya insists she brings a +1 to Jamaica. Kandi and Todd don't see eye to eye on estate planning. Yeah, okay. Wash. Wash. Sanya attempts to redeem herself from Sheree's birthday party backlash with a fun couples trip to Jamaica. I thought that they kind of ruined Jamaica for Sanya. Episode 14, Sanya continues to host a group trip in Jamaica. Kenya's not impressed with Sanya's hosting skills. Episode 15, on their last day in Jamaica, Sanya and Kenya can't move past a miscommunication. Again, like I said, Kenya just strikes me as someone who should have had therapy a long time ago and they just never did it. So when she gets into all these little disputes, it really just doesn't surprise me. Like I said, I thought that neneleakes was a wonderful balance to Kenya. Even though they're both crazy. It's like they're both two different types of crazy. And Kandi, it's like you need those two different types of crazy for Kandi to really make sense. Because that's when Kandi really shines. I feel like when Nene was there, that's when Kandi really shined. But then when she left, it was just like, Kandi is basically like a quiet soul. And, she's trying to put on this like, oh, I'm a rebel. I talk about sex so freely. I'm so, alternative. But actually, she strikes me as someone who's kind of like a good girl. So it's like you need the bad girls like Kenya and Nene to sort of balance Kandi out. And then Sanya, Drew. But you definitely need kind of all those personalities to balance it out. So on episode 17, Shereé races the clock as the who's who of Atlanta prepares to attend She by Shereé fashion show. I thought the She by Shereé fashion show was great. She by Shereé, She by Shereé, She by Shereé, She by Shereé, say that 15 times fast. Okay, episode 18, the season 14 reunion begins. Okay, so then you go into the reunion, usual stuff, reunion, just like everybody lashing out. Okay, great, so, final thoughts. I thought that season 14 was great. I got those moments of sisterhood. I got it when everybody rallied around Shereé with her breakup. I got it when Marlo's fashion show at the beginning, everybody did show up, even though everybody talked about the misspelling and the name and everything. But, and I got it when everybody came to Kandi and basically said, Kandi, we miss you, essentially. Can you make some time for us? But other than that, I saw this season as going by a little bit slow. I think that I was really upset with how they treated Drew. I was upset with Sanya sort of abandoning Drew. But of course, I don't know, people always side with like the mean girl online. It's so bizarre. Everybody demonized Drew for the most part. So I don't know. But I really wish they would bring a character like neneleakes back. I know I keep saying that. I'm like a broken record, but it's like every time I watch them, just like, where's Nene? Where's Portia? I don't know. But all in all, quite good entertainment. I've said before, as someone who grew up in Atlanta, I wish I saw more diversity on the show. Atlanta is a lot of black people there. I know, but it is not all black, especially when you're looking at the wealth gap, in Atlanta. it's not just blacks who are wealthy in Atlanta. So I wish I could see more Asians. You know, I wish I could see more Atlanta Asians, more Atlanta Hispanics, more Atlanta whites. You know, more Atlanta Muslims. Like, it's like black Atlanta women are not the only rich women in Atlanta, but I get it. I think they're trying to show representation for that. But as I've said other times, if I saw a mixture of representation across all the shows versus just seeing a bunch of representation in one show, I feel like that would be better. But all in all, pretty good. I want to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comments. And if you're new to this channel, hit the like and subscribe button, hit the bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye!